Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Just Lee and welcome to Just Lee Unveiled, Spirit, Love, Life and Lessons. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, thank you so much and welcome to the family. And for my returning subscribers, what's up? Welcome back fam, it's great to have you guys back. So as you can see, today get on theme guys. This is not a paid promotion, but I just thought, can we be on theme? Can we be all right? My topic this week was supposed to be black tax, but from Thursday, things were not particularly going according to plan. So, first thing is, Cupid probably looked at me sideways and said, "Baby girl, what are you doing? Read the room." Like I had to be on theme, guys. And the theme obviously for this week has been these kids, so that's why I'm in the red and I'm looking cute. And I decided today let's actually talk about love, but I'm not going to speak about the romantic side of love. Okay, I actually wanted to speak about release breakups and the importance of them in relationships and or the lack thereof. I mean, it's an engagement, it's a conversation. So basically what I'm going to do today, guys, is just give you a brief background about my own relationship and my own experience with breakups and release and how that helped me get to the point where I am with my relationships. Grab your drinks and let's enjoy the conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. It's got the same color as me on. All right, let's get to it. So brief background, right, about how I met my partner. So I met my partner in 2015, December on the 16th at a party. And it was not love at first sight. I'm not going to lie to you. It was kind of like I noticed you at first sight because as soon as I walked in, the boy kept staring. I'm not even kidding. Like he was staring the whole time until he eventually spoke to me. But fast forward, he got my number. We got to talking and we started dating, I believe, the following year on the 21st of February. Yeah, so we had actually our first date in this week of February in 2016, right? And then after that first date, I think he asked me out. Yeah. And then I took about a week to then say yes. And the reason why it took so long is because I had just gotten out of a breakup and it was a very messy breakup at that. And I had decided, you know what, I don't really want to get into a new relationship because I had noticed that I had a pattern of like going from one relationship to another and not really giving myself a chance to heal and to try and learn the lessons that the previous relationship was trying to teach me. And so what was bound to happen was that my relationships were not going to work out because get like a biggie Miguel. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. That was me, babes, going into every relationship. And so I decided, you know what, I want a new thing. I'm getting old and I just want a relationship that's gonna work. And so we started dating in 2016. I was in Bloem, he was in Pretoria. That had its own challenges, but luckily for us, I could move in. I moved to Joburg a month later, right, to start a new job. And so that made the relationship a little bit easier because now the distance was a bit, it wasn't an 8-hour bus ride. It was just, yeah. So, so, the relationship was good starting off, guys. I was treated like a queen. And then fast forward to 2017, July. It was a Sunday afternoon on the 14th of July. I shan't forget, darling. It was the 14th of July and he drove to my place. And guys, I won't forget that day because the boy broke my heart. The boy literally took my heart and threw it on the floor and stepped on it. I was so devastated because he broke up with me on that day, obviously. And it was very hard for me to come to terms with it because one, I felt that this relationship was really the one. And secondly, because he had treated me so well that I just couldn't reconcile, like, why are we breaking up? And so we broke up. I accepted it, but I didn't really understand it. And I remember 2 days after the breakup, I had a conversation with God. And you guys are going to think I'm shitting you guys. But I had a conversation with God. And in this conversation, like, I was very confused. And when I'm hurt, I just write. So basically, I got on my phone and I started typing away, just typing my feelings. I wasn't cognizant of what was going on in my thoughts, of my surroundings. I was just pouring my heart out onto that because that's what I do when I'm hurt. Eventually, when I'm done typing, I start to read over this letter that I wrote to God. And in the first paragraph, it's me basically saying, "Dear God, why is this happening to me? Do I not deserve love? I really thought this was the one, but I'm so confused because I'm not hurt. I'm just very disappointed." And this is the crazy part. So that was the first paragraph, right? The second paragraph read like someone was writing and responding back to me, right? And this is why I said this was a conversation that I had with God. And so the body of the letter reads, "You're not hurt because this isn't like any of your other breakups. In fact, you're not hurt because this is not a breakup. This is a break. And there's certain things that you asked of me. There's a certain type of woman that you want to become through me. And for me to be able to do that for you, I need to remove this man from your life." That's the first thing. The reason why I'm doing that is because you're going to need to isolate for you to become the type of woman that you want to become. And secondly, because at this particular moment, he's not the man that should be standing next to you when you've eventually become that woman. And I read that. Look, it was very long and I'm paraphrasing, but I read that and it made sense and I felt relieved and I made peace with the breakup because I felt like God said to me, when the time is right, I will bring him back as a better person for you. And I truly believe that. I didn't want anybody else. I really genuinely felt like this relationship was it. And I let it go and life moved on. We eventually reconciled again in the very same year, a couple of months later in December, at the very same party on the 16th of December. We reconciled there, but that was not the right move, okay? And I knew this because I had just gotten a bursary to pay off my student debts and to go complete my studies. And so I was moving back to Bloem in 2018 to go finish off the rest of my final year modules. And obviously now there's going to be a distance issue in our relationship. So for me, it felt like, when I look back at it, I felt like it still wasn't the right timing, but I felt like God still brought us together just to test, to see if we had learned the lessons that we were supposed to learn in the first season of our relationship. And so I went to Bloem to complete my studies, and it had its challenges, but it was much easier than the first time around. It wasn't a romanticized type of love. And for me, I felt like we are growing. We've grown as people, and we're going to move into a new space in our lives. And so I got done with my studies. I got a job, a permanent job in Pretoria. It was literally the ideal situation for me because I'm like, I'm like 26, 27. Like, you know what I mean? I'm old. Like, I want to start my life, with the man that I love. And so I came to Pretoria. I got on that bus. Fast forward 2019, I come to Pretoria. I've got the job. I've got the man. I've got the degree. My life is good. And then Bay decides, no, let's move in together because we're starting our lives together. Let's do that, right? And that was not the right thing to do That was not the right thing to do, guys. Because I felt like, again, we were not at a place individually, and as a couple where we could handle maturely, the challenges and also the opportunities that came with two working individuals, one who's just now establishing herself and one that's already established, and us trying to build a life together. But God still brought us together. And so we moved in together, I think, February of 2019. By April of 2019, I broke up with him. And to be honest, guys, there was nothing wrong with the relationship as it was. There was just something that wasn't right. Like something wasn't fitting right. Like there was a missing piece in the puzzle. And so we broke up, and I felt like, this time the breakup wasn't crazy, but it made sense. And for me, it was like, no, we just need to be apart so that we can decide if this is what we really want. So we went apart. I went to live alone. I lived my life. And he lived his, and things happened in his life that I won't go into. Things happened in my life. Obviously, in 2019, that's when I got my spiritual awakening. And so I felt like I did a lot of work on myself as an individual, understanding what I want, understanding what I need for myself, understanding what I need from a relationship, and understanding what I'm going to give in that relationship. And I needed to heal a lot of things within myself that I was bringing into this relationship. And so did he. And eventually, when we found each other at the same party in 2019 on the 16th of December, when I say it's God, like, guys, little my guys, but we got back together at the very same party that we met at 3 years before. 4 years before. Yeah, 4 years before. So, and then a month later, we were engaged to be married. Not even a month, like 2 weeks later, we were engaged to be married. And we had been apart from April of 2019 until December of 2019. I wasn't talking to him. There was no connection, guys. Like, I mean, we had a business together, and eventually I had to give that away as well because there was so much toxicity and like codependence with us. And I felt like we really genuinely needed to be apart. And when I look back at our relationship now, I am so, so glad that we had those breaks. We had to release, we had to grow as individuals and find ourselves again, because I think there is a greater purpose that we have as people that God brings together, more than just the romantic side of like, oh, he's my soulmate and we found our way back to each other, but like just learning to exist, grow, and become better people so that we can fulfill the purpose that God has for us and receive the blessings that God has reserved for us specifically as a couple. And so that's my story of how breakups led to something really amazing that I'm grateful for. And it doesn't mean that they didn't hurt. Doesn't mean that I didn't feel like a clown. It doesn't mean that my family didn't look at me sideways like, are you going back to that nigga again? Really? All of those things happened, but I felt in my heart that it was the right thing to do. And the one thing I did was to always return to God and to say to God, if this be it for me, guide me where your will needs to manifest. That's all I want in my life. I want this for myself in the flesh, but if this is not meant for my spirit, God, take it away from me. Here I am today, and I am, it's not all rosy, but I am happy. I'm happy. I feel safe and in a secure space. So this is just part 1 of this video. I'm actually going to do part 2, which will follow during the week. But I am having a bit of an issue. That's why like the background is shoddy, guys. You can see the setup is different because my tripod and my ring light were giving me issues. This is probably the 4th time I'm shooting this. But I would just like to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. If you don't find love with someone else, find love with yourself, and value the importance of being alone. Value the importance of letting someone go, because I mean, it's cliche, but like, let it go. And if it returns, it was really meant for you. You know what I mean? So, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this one. Please look out for the second video. Press the notification bell so that you are aware when I upload the video. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Join the family. Let's grow the channel together. And I will see you guys on the flip side when we talk the lessons about breaking up and going back to a man. I just want to ask you guys quickly, do you guys believe that breakups can actually, help a relationship? So let me know in the comment section and we'll chat about it. Until next time, peace. I'm out. Mwah. Cheers.